The following is a delayed podcast studio production. All right, welcome back to the Gilmore Geeks. My name is Aaron.
My name's Vicki.
And Silvana.
And you're going to hear some stuff in the background, scattered conversations. There is an additional party who is not on the podcast, but is doing his own gaming tournament thing. So that voice is not a part of your imagination. That is
yes.
Silvana's.
If there's yelling, it means he won.
So you can there's the additional like secondary story that we're telling unintentionally through this podcast. Mm-hmm. And then there is a storyline, a plot line of which, as we continue with the episode, recording the episode, you'll be able to hear whatever win or loss that occurs. So today is episode 8, which is Love and War and Snow. The opening question via Silvana and Vicki is, can you smell when weather is coming? And I will yield to Vicki or Silvana, whoever wants to answer that question.
Sure. I think it's okay. Well, so you two have lived out of state. I have never lived out of state. I've always thought it was like uniquely a Colorado thing where you could like smell when rain was coming or smell when snow was coming, or could like tell by the exact shade of the night sky that it was going to start snowing that night or like in the morning. Yeah. So is that a thing in other states, or is that just a Colorado thing?
No, I think it's real, because I could tell I'm from Georgia, but I remember seeing Gilmore Girls and her talking about smelling snow, and ever since then I have kind of thought about it and observed, and I feel like you can. Rain too, especially, and you talk about the shade of the sky. When it can turn a little green out here in this part of Colorado, and that always makes me be like, oh.
Green for rain or
tornadoes.
Pink is for snow.
Yeah, and if it's purple, that means hurricane's coming. That's more East Coast.
Yes. Okay.
It kind of, the sky gets like a dark purple. I'm like,
that's terrifying.
Gotta go inside. Green and purple is not good.
Yeah. So for me, the unique. So it's a Denver thing. It's sometimes a Fort Morgan thing, but very much a Denver thing. If there's a snowstorm coming, you can smell Greeley. So that's a Denver thing. So like the inversion of they call it the inversion. So if there's a snowstorm coming, the air is going to invert, and then you're going to get the Greeley smell that's going to come and smell in Denver.
Like the cows, right?
Yep, the cows.
Yeah, cows.
So if it's going to smell or snow, it's going to smell like poop.
Yep, it's going to smell like cows. And it has routinely happened when I lived there from 92 to 2018, and that was absolutely provable. Like, it was a thing that happened. You could smell the Greeley feedlots when there was a major snowstorm or a big snowstorm coming. You're like, oh, it smells like Greeley. We got a snow. We got snow coming in.
It doesn't work here in Fort Morgan though.
No, because we have our own.
We have the cows here.
We have our own feedlots, and then we have Cargill as well and everything like that. So,
you mean you can't tell by smell if the cows are your cows or Greeley cows?
Well, we don't even get.
We know something is happening with the cows if we smell a certain smell, though.
Yeah, like there's like the blood burn days or whatever.
Yeah,
with
blood burn.
Where they burn the blood for the cows and stuff like that. It's a whole thing. But it's an industry, so we get, well, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Currently, there's a lockout drama with Cargill and their employees, and it's a whole situation that we're hoping will resolve quickly, because there's 1,700 people who work at Cargill.
Oh my God.
It's a lot. So anyway, for me, it's always rain. Like, you can smell the moisture in the air. The humidity is definitely a sense you can pick up on.
Sure.
You can also, like, when it gets really frigid, and so Lorelai alludes to this in this season.
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, it smells like snow. You can smell that frigid kind of cold. The other thing you can smell is that if there's a storm nearby and you get outflow, so the outflow is the wind when it like blows a lot out of like if there's a rainstorm passing through somewhere nearby or a thunderstorm, you're going to get the outflow, and that outflow will bring you the smell of that rain and that storm, even though it may not.
I thought you were going to talk about how sometimes the wind is cold. Like, if it's summertime and you have a cold wind, you're like, oh, there's hail.
Yeah.
That's something else.
It can suggest a storm or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. There's our can you sense and or smell weather, and there's your answer.
Yes, you can.
We'll kick off with our intro. We'll be right back, because we will talk about episode 8, which is I have lots of thoughts, so we'll get to those thoughts here in just a moment here on Gilmore Geeks. And we are back on Gilmore Geeks. My name is Aaron.
My name's Vicki.
Silvana.
All right. So this episode has a lot of things that happen. A lot of the plot points. A lot of things happen in this show.
Yes.
In this episode, more so than has happened recently in memory. I got to bring out my notebook so I can make notes again. So I gotta find a pen again. Sorry. There we go. All right. Sorry, we had the notes that we were always talking
He's
about.
He's rating plastic tours.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh
I just
boy.
got to make sure I do that. Okay. So episode 8, Love, War, and Snow. We start off with a town meeting. And this is...
Every time Luke shows up in this episode, I think that is Aaron.
Yeah.
Like every single moment is Aaron.
Yep.
And Lorelai is me in the town meeting watching Aaron.
Yep.
Just like entertained by the emotion.
Yeah. It's Luke is my spirit animal, if I can use that expression, or he's my whatever metaphor or connective tissue that you have to use. He's the guy. He's my man. He is me. I am Luke a lot of times because he has no patience. He doesn't like to play games. He's pretty straightforward.
What is his tradition?
Yeah, it's he's just like whatever. I'm over this. Like he's got far bigger fish to fry, like literally and metaphorically. He has a lot of bigger things and issues to work on.
But
so
I like the little tells of him starting to freak out.
Yeah. So
that was so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, Lorelai and Rory like are counting him, like watching him. Okay, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this. He's starting to lose it, and it's almost like it's an entertainment. Like if they had popcorn, they would be having popcorn and be eating it as they're watching Luke slowly but surely.
I mean, they do have drinks and burgers,
yes,
so that's kind of the Gilmore Girl version of
some people go to the
right,
movies.
they are.
Some go to town council meetings.
They're in the front row of the show and just waiting for it to go south.
Also, can I say lava lamps
yes.
are not drug paraphernalia. I love lava lamps. They're making a comeback on social media too. They're so cool.
It's such a weird little light. Like it's funny. Like it's cool. I get it. But there's a certain thing where like they're only appropriate in certain settings. Generally college dorm rooms is where you find them just because they're whatever.
It would be entertaining to bring that into the choir room and to watch.
Yeah,
the outrage.
People be mystified and confused as to why there was a lava lamp. But you don't like you. I was like you're in your 20s, maybe your mid 30s. You might have a lava lamp, but you get.
I mean, they're making a comeback. This one girl took an old gumball machine and turned it into a lava lamp. It's like one of the coolest things I've seen in a little while. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to see what it looks like now.
Well,
I will find it and send it to you.
There you go. There you go. And for our listeners, feel free to Google that and track that down, and then enjoy the influencer created lava lamp that we're apparently excited about. I'm just indifferent. I'm
you're Luke
whatever.
In this story.
Yeah, I'm Luke. I'm like, I don't care.
Except leash laws. I will defend leash laws.
Yeah, well,
as a walker and a hiker.
Yeah.
Who's encountered many a dog not on a leash.
Yeah. Leash laws are legit. Okay, so Luke melts down, and then there's this exchange where he's like, "Sit down, menace, suck up," and it's just, it's just like again.
Or the mayor's like, "Who are you?" And it's like, "You've known me since I was 5. Oh, sit down.
Just like his child, you're all my children. Who are you? I can't tell you how many times
we're getting
my mom
a little
went
senile.
All of my sister's names before she finally got to me. I was like, that's a little too on point.
Right. I feel like I'm in this scene, and I'm not, but I'm not in this scene.
Yes.
Tell me how I should feel, because oh my goodness, I'm having some flashbacks. So then we fade out. So the meeting continues to devolve as we fade out. We don't get to see the end of that meeting. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so before we get into this whole episode, how how do we feel about this episode before we really go into it? Is there like an overall, like we really liked it, or we're kind of like mixed, or we just are kind of like, oh God, please don't make me go through this kind of thing?
I really liked it.
Okay. Silvana?
I'm a mix just because I hate Max Medina.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Like with a passion, especially in this episode.
Yeah.
Like Lorelai sets multiple boundaries and he just like stomps over them.
Right.
That's fair.
But like I loved, Rory spending the night with her grandparents. I loved like Lane having this horribly embarrassing moment and like the idea that her friend is kind of disappearing because she's got so much other stuff going on. Like those are things that I can relate to and have like fond and silly or just like embarrassing memories of. But like, man, Mr. Medina, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so, for reasons that we'll talk about as we go. So, okay, I'm very much in parallel or even lower than Silvana on this episode, and we'll get to that. So we open up back after we've come back from the opening credits. We're back, and Lorelai is playing Max's voicemail over and over.
But as girls, we definitely
and
do this
over again.
I mean, I never wore pigtails to bed as a 30-year-old.
Well, okay, but like the rereading messages and like.
Oh, for sure. I used to
so
write down sweet text messages I got from people in my journal so I could keep it forever. It's embarrassing now, but at the time I thought it was so sentimental.
Right? You're like, I gotta remember this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then Rory comes down because she's awake and her mom is playing a.
She probably was woken up by the answering machine. Come on, Lorelai.
Can you imagine being woken up by your English teacher's voice?
Yeah. Just like,
No.
Good Lord.
You record an alarm that you can give for your students.
Yeah. So she smells snow. Since she says like grammatically correct and all this other stuff. The scene was just. I think the scene was used to kind of give us more Lorelai lore, if you will, to borrow that annoying young person phrase. I'm gonna go with mythology because the mythology is the old school way of talking about like the show's mythology or a character's mythology versus lore, because I don't know why. There's something about that word that's just like, that's not how that works. That's not the word we should be using. Anyway, mythology. My own little English teacher moment for the second, as I crash out minorly on that one.
Your improved version of the end.
Yeah, it should be mythology. Anyway, so the Lorelai mythology is she can smell snow. This will be a theme throughout the entire series. And
snow is like special to her.
Yes, it is. We find out why.
It's not just snow; it's the first snow.
Yeah. And she marks it, and it's a tradition for her, and that's important. And we're not going to take that away from her. And then we are now back at the Dragonfly with Michiel.
Snow makes him think of starvation and old war memories, I guess. It's like suddenly we're going back to World War II.
Right.
You're not that old, Michiel. What is going on?
Michiel is an old soul.
No, you know what he's thinking of? That one movie where the soccer players get stranded and have to eat each other's dead butts.
Yeah, that's...
I've never heard of this film.
You haven't? Oh, it was a whole thing. I remember it was like in elementary school. It'd be like, did you hear about that? And yeah, they ate their dead friends' butts. And that was like really shocking as like a 13-year-old.
I do remember that story. It's a whole thing. And it's horrifying because how do you survive?
Yeah.
And there's Google apparently that while you're at it.
Oh, no thanks.
Well, it's apparent, and this is not for nothing. I don't know why I know this. I think I did read this news story years ago where I researched it because, again, when I hear something like this, I'm like, oh, I'm wondering what that's all about, and I research it. Apparently, the meat in your posterior region is like the best or like the most like the fatty tissue. Like it's good for it. Like will give you the most nutrients, I guess, if you will.
Is that why in Fallout the ghoul goes for like the guy's butt? When his friend kills his friend who's turning into a feral ghoul.
Sure.
He goes for his butt.
Yeah.
That might have been comedic relief, but I mean, according to Aaron, it would make sense.
Allegedly, that's a.
I just remember a thing from Twisters where it's like if you have to be struck by lightning anywhere,
right?
The butt.
Yeah. There you go. We've learned so much about our bodies today. Moving on.
You started it.
I did take us down that path, but let's get back on the main highway and continue.
Okay.
So Lane and Rory are talking about Rich Blumenfield, and this is
his hair.
And his hair. And this is where the storyline, the kind of side storyline of Lane and Rory's relationship is tested this episode.
Yeah.
Because
Rory's distracted.
By her life, but also by Dean, who I continue to not like and do not enjoy at all. I will never ever like him ever, and no. And then I have some notes. I have Suki says you're staring. I'm staring. What was the staring about? Do we remember? Or something? I can't remember now.
Staring?
He's talking about staring?
Oh, I know that they were like tormenting Rory because they're like, oh, the cookies are for a boy.
Oh, yeah.
And they were tormenting her, and then she was like, okay, stop. She's left. Like, okay, knock it off.
Yeah. I don't know what the staring was about. I watched half of this episode like a week ago, and then I watched the second half of it today. So the first half, the notes may or may not make sense, which, I'm a professional, but I'm not a professional, as they say.
I mean, I watched it like 20 minutes ago, but I'm not gonna lie, I was eating like donuts and drinking coffee, so
just
there was
like
a little bit I missed. I won't lie.
We're basically Lorelai reviewing her own episode. It's great. It's good. It's topical.
We are.
It's topical.
Just put in the pigtails.
Not me. Sorry.
Yeah, don't do it.
I don't have
just
hair.
say no.
I don't have hair long enough for that. It's like.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You have pigtails.
That's
be like one hair on each side of your head.
If that ever happened, I would be like, okay, we officially need to call someone.
Yeah, we need to make some phone calls.
Because you would never.
Yeah, no, not so much. Not so much. So they're discussing Rich's hair, and Lane's not getting the connection that she needs.
Yeah.
And she says, "You're not listening to me." And finally, it's like we're getting it that she's distracted by Dean and all that kind of stuff. And then then Dean shows up, or they get to the Dean.
They're at a bus stop.
Yeah, they're at a bus stop, and they start going back and forth, book review on Jane Austen, Hunter S. Thompson, and poor Lane is absolutely third wheeling in this situation.
Yes,
like it is just real, and you like Lane this whole season, but also this whole series. Okay, I will say it. Lane is one of my favorite characters, just because
she is the best.
And even like with how Keiko portrays her, the actress, it's really like. It's so good. Like you definitely see in her face and her eyes and how she acts, how her feeling is for this moment. Like she's losing her best friend, and I don't think Lane has many other friends. I mean, later in the show she gets other friends with her band and everything like that. But right now,
it's just Rory.
Yeah, and Rory left to go to a private school, so she doesn't have Rory in the building anymore.
That's hard
to talk with her, and so that's a whole thing. And so, it's...
Okay, I do have a writer's question.
Sure.
How do you feel about Hunter Thompson?
Ooh, good question.
Because I have my own feelings and thoughts, both literary as well as socially. So I want to hear Aaron's first.
I will freely admit that I haven't read much of Hunter S. Thompson. What I know about him is his life and the Wikipedia study and the readings and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I will say is Hunter S. Thompson was not well.
No.
And this is a judgment, so just forgive me for the judgment that I'm about to make. But the manner in which his unaliving, his suicide occurred, it occurred with his family in the house.
No.
It occurred. Jesus. And so there's a part of me, it's like people celebrate Hunter S. Thompson, and he was a brilliant writer. I mean, the guy, he had an incredible mind, but the end of his life was an absolute, and we don't want to stigmatize. Well, suicide's a hard conversation to have at any point, but especially with Hunter S. Thompson. And actually, I will find, because I'm gonna find that out. I gotta make sure that I'm not talking craziness. But yeah, let me find him on the Wikipedias.
This is gonna mess up our sound, is it?
No,
we've had bad experiences in the past.
No, I'm just going Hunter. Okay, you know what? Computer. I wanted Hunter S. Thompson, not whatever else you just tried to show me. Google. So yeah, he died in 2005.
It's not that long ago.
Which was not that long ago.
20 years.
So this is part of the story about Hunter S. Thompson. We'll take a Hunter S. Thompson break. He ran for sheriff in 1970 for the sheriff of Pitkin County, Colorado. And he had a whole thing, and he lost, of course, because no. And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There's a whole bunch of, here we go. I gotta find it. He went back on the campaign trail. because he was going to cover the U.S. 1972 presidential election. He actually didn't write anything. He wrote something, but then he didn't really write anything else. It kind of just became like, wasn't really like, yeah, it was bad. His fame and consequences. So let me get to his suicide. So he died on February 20th at Owl Farm. Here we go. His son, daughter-in-law Jennifer, and grandson were visiting for the weekend.
Jesus.
His wife, who was at the Aspen Club, was on the phone when he. So, yeah.
Wow, this got a lot darker than I was expecting.
So, well, so here's the separation, right? So nobody's perfect. Every writer that has ever written anything is problematic because they're human. They're messed up. They're gonna do stupid things. They're gonna say bad, whatever. You have to figure out a way, if you're able to. And again, there's no judgment if anybody out there is listening who have absolutely refused and have separated themselves from the author based on their personal, political, religious, moral, whatever things that they've done. You have to separate yourself out of that. You can't, if you want to enjoy a book, if you truly want to enjoy that as a literary teacher, as a literature teacher, as a language arts teacher, as a reader, if I used that standard, I would have to throw out every single book in my library, because every single author, I'm sure, has had something that's controversial or troubling or problematic. And
it's the way I feel about a lot of songs, honestly.
Right. So you have to kind of say, okay, look, I can to a point, I can separate the author from the art and move past it. So with Hunter S. Thompson, I will freely admit I have not read him as much as I should. He's on my list. He is also a little weird, and yep. I tend to tends to kind of push against my sensibilities. But I'll try anything once. Like, I'll give it a whirl. Like, I'll see if I can take him on.
On our next episode, Aaron reads Hunter Thompson.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'm going to come back just delighted.
He only uses that word internet when he hates something.
Yeah.
If he calls something delightful, it's bad.
We'll see how I feel about it. But yeah, Hunter S. Thompson, he's a fascinating guy. He made the movie Fear and Loathing on Las Vegas is based off of his writing. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, the dude is legit. His influence on literature is extraordinary. Like, again, he had a very messed up life. Creatives are often crazy, and in a way crazy, not in a way like, oh, you're absolutely crazy. Like, they just
some mental health
there's
concerns.
A lot of creative energy in that head of theirs, and that can lead to a lot of mental health things, or just unbalanced. Like, it can do that. That's how it is. You just got to figure out a way to handle that, and I don't think Hunter S. Thompson ever really handled it very well. So now that I've given you everything that I think and know based upon what little I know and have read, Silvana, you obviously had a perspective on Hunter S. Thompson, and
I did, but it's so less serious than everything you just spoke about.
This is Aaron. He's always intense.
Yeah, I'm a very, very like detail-oriented guy. So
passionate.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I was literally just gonna say, every guy I have ever met that says you have to read Hunter S. Thompson, he's my favorite, blah blah, is usually
a red flag.
I mean, that's not the word I was going to use, but it's probably the PC word I can use. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Every time. Every guy I have ever dated that's been like, oh, yeah, he's my favorite, and is usually...
Yeah. There's a pretentious element to liking and appreciating Hunter S. Thompson because...
And it's always stupid boys. It's always stupid boys. Yeah. So, like, on the line of, like, hating Dean, he fell into this very stereotypical... personal view of mine, so I had to ask if you, just because that's how I view Hunter S. Thompson, unfortunately, is through the lens of any man in his 20s earlier or a little bit after reading and suggesting him is probably not the nicest guy you're gonna meet.
Right. Well, I think so. There's an element to, like, certain authors that people become attached to and become very fanatical about. Where it's like, okay, look, it's now this, like, I have a deep appreciation for Michael Crichton. I love his books. I love how he wrote. Obviously, he's passed, but he was an incredible writer. Many of his books went on to be Hollywood blockbusters because he was that good of a writer. But I have never in my life been like, oh my gosh, you have to read Michael Crichton. It'll change your life. It's like, no, it's good, but I think the pretense of, well, it's Hunter S. Thompson is the author that's going to change your life. Never mind any of the other classics or any of the other authors in history who probably would have a leg up on Mr. Thompson several
100%.
times. Like the choice of that author is. It's a curiosity.
And comparing that to Jane Austen as well.
Right.
Talk about night and day.
Not in the same ballpark.
No.
Yeah. Well, and so I'm gonna dovetail. We're having a lot of rabbit trails, which is fine. I don't mind. So there's an author, and you, Silvana, you probably know him, and Vicki, you might know of him, but it was Philip. His name is Philip K. Dick, and he was the writer of Android Dream of Electric Electric Sheep, which is what Blade Runner is based on. He also wrote the book the show that we watched, the Nazis in the Japanese, the Man in the High Castle. He wrote the book that show eventually was adapted to create. So Philip K. Dick was a science fiction author. He's buried here in Fort Morgan. Oh, so he him and his sister are buried. He didn't grow up here. I think
I never want to visit graves, but this is the exception to that rule. I kind of want to see it.
It exists. I don't know. I can't remember the story of why he ended up in Fort Morgan or why he's buried here. I think something about mom or someone. Anyway, he's here. There's a festival that comes around every 2 or 3 years that is hosted here in Fort Morgan. It is a Philip K. Festival. It's an inappropriate name. They've named it inappropriately, so I can't actually give you the name over on the podcast because I couldn't. I have to beep it out. So that's in the similar vein of like a Hunter Thompson. This group of individuals, it's mostly gentlemen. They're very much without trying to like sound incredibly unkind to them, but it's not like it's an author who's coming out. Philip K. Dick died, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson died. Like, these guys are dead. They're not producing any more content. The danger for a lot of folks, I'll just say folks because I don't want to like assign a gender to this whole thing, but when you become so hyper-focused and so into an author that is not putting out new content, there's only so much you can talk about that author until you've exhausted everything, and then you start to come up with conspiracy theories or stuff that isn't really the case, but you start going, well, I think that maybe what Philip K. Dick was saying here, or what Philip K. Dick would have said about things today, or there's all this supposition, and it's like, is any of that actually true? No, none of it's true. None of that has any basis in reality, but because there's nothing new under the sun for this author, well, we have to create it. And so that's what happens there is that you end up with these guys who are very focused on these authors who they feel like changed the world, and they did in certain ways, but they're done changing the world. We've researched Hunter S. Thompson to exhaustive, and we've done the same thing with Philip K. Dick. We've done it with so many other dead authors that
There's other good books out there and other good authors. Let's keep branching out.
Yes, there are. So there you go, Silvana. There's my my Hunter S. Thompson.
Thank you for the tangent.
You're welcome. I think you're right. I think to close that out, this is the moment. Well, there's a lot of moments where I don't like Dean, but this is that moment I think where you kind of just go, really, really, like this is where. And I'm sure we're going to talk about the fall of Dean now because I feel like we're headed into that territory where how they're writing him becomes just like, okay, all right. Like, oh, this is not, you had a chance to make this an actual guy that Rory could go toe to toe with, like intellectually about books and the literature. Like we could have really done some great scenes with some meat to it. Instead, we're going to throw in Hunter S. Thompson. It's kind of like, okay, well, we now know who Dean is and we don't like him anymore.
He's the stereotypical boy.
Yeah. Who thinks he knows everything about everything, but he really doesn't. He's
all right. Thank you for humoring me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So then the flakes are happening. So they're at the Dragonfly Inn, and the rain comes, and it's her mom. It's Emily Gilmore's on the phone. There's a snowstorm coming. Oh my gosh!
I hate snow.
And I think at this point is when
just the antithesis of Lorelai.
Right? Yeah, she's like, I can't handle it.
It messes up her plans.
Yeah.
So I understand why.
Yeah. Well, and it's because this is the Friday night dinner that they would be having normally, and it's all...
and it blows up like eventually internet the cook can't even come.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Oh, which leads to one of the most this scene that's coming up in a little bit with the parents in the dinner is a scene I always think about every time I do frozen pizza. I think about like this moment of like, oh, it's like being in a zoo. Emily Gilmore discovering this fantastical new thing, and
the way she was when she bit the pizza reminded me of the scene in Princess Diaries when Julie Andrews takes a bite of a corn dog.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing where you got proper. Well, here goes nothing. Pick up a pizza.
Right.
I'm take a bite of a corn dog, and I'm like, yes, you're getting cultured a different way. Good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so then we go. We're now back in town where the guys are coming dressed up in uniform because it's a tradition.
And Luke is trying to be like, "Don't do this."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And somebody, I can't remember who says it, but somebody says, I think Luke says it. He says tradition is a trap.
Oh, this whole line again. I was like, Aaron.
Yep.
We actually had a conversation about this a couple days ago where you talked about tradition for a certain sake and how it was dumb.
Yep.
But the way that Luke puts it, I wanted to write it down. It was brilliantly done.
Yeah. I have it it's tradition is a trap. It allows people to stick their head in the sand.
Yeah.
Everything that was past was so quaint, so charming. Times were simpler. Kids didn't have sex. Neighbors knew each other. It's a freaking fairy tale.
Right.
Things sucked then. It
too.
just sucked without indoor plumbing.
Somebody put that on a poster.
Yeah.
It just sucked without indoor plumbing. I'd rather suck with indoor plumbing, like,
right.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I kind of would have framed that.
Yeah. There's a certain element of a nice having indoor plumbing is just a nice thing to have. Like, it's just one of those good things. Like, why would we not have that? But
everything still sucks, but at least our potties are inside.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And the smell is not less bad.
Right, especially during the winter.
More sanitary.
Especially during the wintertime and or the summertime. Those both ends of that would not be fun.
Can you imagine like in the middle of the night you have to go to the bathroom?
Yep. Yeah. Outhouses are a thing. Luke's dad's lore is interesting. This is the part that I forgot about, and I'm interested to see how it unfolds throughout the rest of the series, because this is the part that I don't remember exactly how dad's lore continues to unfold, but I like how we're getting pieces of it. Because Luke's dad used to do this.
He was a reenactor.
He was a reenactor.
Buried with his musket.
Yeah. Yeah, he was buried with his musket. His dad is probably was.
It sounds old school Southern to me. It's sort of funny.
Well, everyone gets buried with their treasured thing, and that's probably why Luke doesn't want to do it, because he saw what it did to his dad.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then I think Luke tries to invite. Does he try to invite Lorelai?
He tries to invite her in to his restaurant for
coffee.
Yeah, and she says no.
She wants.
I'm gonna walk around, enjoy my present a little.
Yeah.
Can't you just get the coffee to go? Come on.
Well,
right.
Compromise.
The thing is, we've got Max Medina, so we can't.
I know, but in a perfect world, she would have gone in and had coffee with Luke.
Right, and we would have skipped that.
And the way he's looking at her in that scene.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Scott Patterson is legit. He's an acting powerhouse. I really enjoy him as Luke. I do. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
So then we get to the
the hand in hair.
The awkwardness.
Yeah, hairgate.
But I appreciate this moment because I don't know. I think I like to think every girl's had at least one moment like this in her life where she was like, "Why did I do that?" Oh gosh,
totally.
At least one.
Also, that kid had really nice hair. I can't even blame her.
Why I was looking at her face like, why
letting
did
the intrusive
about
thought
to
win?
But I was so confused. I was watching her face like, is she about to sneeze? And then I saw her head. And I was like, no. Oh yeah.
Yep. So she touches it, and then she runs.
It.
Yeah.
It's a stroke.
Yeah. And then she runs, and she's gone, and we're like, oh, Lane.
It's the same kind of thing that happens to Rory after a moment with Dean.
Yep. She panics. And
running
runs.
in traffic again.
Right. Thankfully, Lane does not run into traffic. I think she just runs. And now we get to one of our least favorite. At some point, we're going to need to compose a list of our least favorite Lorelai boyfriends or whatever.
How about all of them?
I was gonna say just the Gilmore men. All of the men that court, marry, date.
Yeah.
A Gilmore.
Yeah. Put in the back alley and not have. I just no die.
And we watch a true crime
documentary
about them later.
Don't make them stand outside in the snow like those guys. You reenact this. No coffee for you.
You've been
no coffee, no jacket, no shoes.
Yeah, you're done. You're done, son. All right, so the Gilmore men. So far, as of this episode, Max is the only one, and right now he's.
Let's put Dean up there. But after the Hunter S. Thompson thing.
Well, we're just talking about for Lorelai specifically. Oh. We can build our own. We'll probably have to build our own.
Silvana said Gilmore Men, so
I did. I meant the Lorelai's dudes.
So I was going with that.
We'll go with Rory and Max. We'll start building a list starting this episode. Okay. So we've got Rory. Okay. We've only got 2. We've only got 1 each.
But they
both suck.
They both are terrible. Okay, so Max's cars broke down, which is super convenient. You have to, and if you're a conspiracy theorist, which obviously this is not the case in the show, but you're like, did Max disable his car intentionally to be stuck in town?
Purpose.
Yeah, he's such a jerk. We don't like him. That's our Hunter S. Thompson, Philip K. Dick supposition of this is what really happened in this episode, where there's no basis in fact for it at all. But it's like, yeah, this is the Unsolved Mysteries edition of Gilmore Girls.
It is very convenient.
Really happened.
Yeah. I should.
Did your car decide to stop, Max, on your way home from Stanford, or did you decide to stop?
Hold on, I gotta find the Unsolved Mysteries theme song. Give me a sec. It's so classic. Did you ever, Silvana? You're probably too young to have watched Unsolved Mysteries theme. Let's find the theme song here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Let's see if it's what I remember.
Unsolved Mysteries theme song.
Not gonna lie, I don't hear anything.
Okay, well, it's playing for us.
Oh, none for Silvana.
Anyway, so the Unsolved Mysteries, it was hosted, I can't remember who, but the guy who hosted it was legit. Unsolved Mysteries hosted by Robert Stack. He was, and his voice is legit. He's like, this unsolved mysteries, and he has that scary, like something's mysterious and bad is happening. So this there are going to be here. I'm going to add another element to our show, the unsolved mysteries element of what we think really happened without any proof. So we'll
it's our theories about these toxic men,
right? There's a whole mythology we're creating for the show, unauthorized and unwanted, but here we are anyway. Okay, so then
Max takes advantage of the fact that Lorelai is alone.
Yep, and her daughter is not there, and basically kind of just pushes himself on her. But Lorelai does say, "This is my town. Like you're a guest in my town or whatever." But then the ask out debate just becomes like,
oh, that's so stupid.
Because she doesn't hold her own. She holds it, and then like a broken AI project, she lets him run down the guardrails and push her to say yes to something that she really, really wasn't going to do so in the first place. But of course, Lorelai is the power
Lorelai.
The power of the Max Medina hair is overwhelming for her, apparently.
She's not even as good as the hair that Lane ran her fingers through.
It's subpar hair. It's
subpar.
Lorelai is slumming it with the hair on Max Medina's head. There you go.
She really is.
There's our further Unsolved Mysteries lore. It's all about the hair. Good Lord. We should let's add that in there. A hair rating eventually.
I just can't believe this is happening as I'm looking at Aaron who has a buzz cut.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at you like pot kettle.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't mind.
And you can't have bad hair if you have no hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the way it is. Okay, so the ask out debate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we get now back to the grandparents' house, which is Emily and Richard. And Florence, which we should probably be building a list of the cooks' names at some point here.
Cooks and maids, because there's 2 different.
Cooks and maids. Here's what I'll do is I'll put together like a sheet that I record this on as we go. So Florence is here. We'll go Florence as the cook here. Florence. And we'll just accept that we're not going to go back to the other episodes and figure out who's who.
And then Anna is the maid.
Anna is the maid in this episode.
Who brought the frozen pizza, allegedly.
Okay, Anna and the maid. This is episode 8. All right, cool. We got it. We'll start tracking it. Then it will become absurd by the end of the series when we get there, because it's just
end of season 1. We're gonna be struggling.
It's gonna be a list. Okay, so Florence, our cook, can't make it, and Emily says, this is a serious problem. And her and Richard go back and forth. And
that's great. I like that whole exchange.
There is a stare from Emily. I just have a note. That stare from Emily on Richard at a certain point in this conversation where she is going to murder him. And I can't remember what the context was.
And he's just like, bring it on.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
I know all your dirt.
I've seen this look before.
The only part she gets him is when she's like, well, are we not going to eat tonight? No dinner? And he's like, no, we have to eat.
Yeah, we must eat.
Absolutely not.
Suddenly, absolutely not. Suddenly, that's not too British. Absolutely not.
To be perfectly honest, I could see my parents having a similar kind of exchange.
Yeah. And they're used to having a certain level of service. Like they're just used to having dinner made for them. Like that's just the expectation of the cooks. Like you will serve probably breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and this is how it works. There's no Florence, so what are they going to do? They're going to starve.
It really reminds me of an argument my parents had. We were out eating somewhere and they put us outside, and my mom was kind of weird about it. My dad's like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And mom was like, you're going to have to look at this head for the rest of the night. My dad got up from the table so fast to move our seats. My sister and I were like, what is happening? This reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. Or just then again, it's that idea of like the upper crust of like they just can't handle life without.
Yeah.
So then the frozen pizza suggestion, and I can't remember who says this, but someone says, what are we in, a Turkish prison? I think is it Emily? I think it's Emily who says it.
Yes. Rory, that's food you eat at a carnival or in a Turkish prison.
Which makes you wonder, what experience does Emily have?
What do they know about prison food?
Yeah, what does Emily know about?
What the heck is happening?
Is this the unsolved mystery?
She doesn't even know where her cookie sheets are. She doesn't know anything about a Turkish prison.
Or she does, and secretly unsolved mysteries level, she was an operative in the early Russian eras of her life before she met Richard.
I don't think that lasted very long.
Yeah,
she would have been so good at it though.
Oh yes, she was so good at it. They promoted her, and so they got her up into upper echelons of the operation, and then she
promoted her really fast.
Retired. Yeah, they're like, she's really good at this. She's destroying everything. We can't have her in here. She's taking all of it apart. She's that good. Or she was unintentionally. Who knows? Who knows what the unsolved mysteries story of Emily Gilmore is? But we'll flesh that out as the show goes on. Okay. He believes in fate was a note I had, which I think is where the conversation with Lorelai and Max, who I just don't care for. And I made this note. I said, you hate Max because you want her for Luke no matter what. Like, even at episode 8 of the first season, you are cheering for Luke because the chemistry between Lorelai and Luke is undisputable. It's undeniable. Like there is no question. There's not like, oh, will they or won't they? It's like, no, they have to. Between the acting and the lines, this is happening.
Well, plus Luke's character, he does not agree with what these reenactors are doing, but he goes out and brings
he takes care of them.
He does.
Yeah,
that shows his character.
Yeah. So
and then you see him. Max and Lorelai kissing, and you see the sadness.
Yeah, that made me want to flip a table. I feel
me
like
too.
it's just like, okay, and Lorelai has no clue what she's doing. Doesn't even think about it. La, 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 la. Also, I don't like it that he's Rory's teacher. Like that's just that. There's levels of just no. Again, it's not 2000 whatever when this episode came out, 2002 or 2001 or whatever it is.
Well, I think like the major difference between like Max and Luke is Luke hates the reenactors, still go out there and gets them drinks, and then takes orders from drinks.
Yeah.
Max does what he wants.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter like the ethics of it or how persistent somebody has told him no. He will just do it anyway.
Yep.
So he just doesn't have that like consideration that Luke has. And Luke hides his consideration pretty well under that like grumpy exterior. But like Max is very obviously just thinking about him.
Yeah, and I think that's the part about Max that bothers a lot of people is that the selfishness aspect of him. I mean, he doesn't, like you talked about earlier, Silvana, there's no boundary that he holds to. He just keeps going until someone lets him get his way. And that's really not a great relationship dynamic, especially on the first date. Like they've been talking, as the kids would say these days.
Makes me feel bad for his students, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and they're probably he's probably an okay teacher. I mean, Chilton does not employ low ability teachers.
Well, no, but like your ability as a teacher to like care about your students.
Right.
He's not showing care for Rory at all.
Well, here's the thing.
No.
I'm guessing that the Chilton way is that you don't care about your students.
That's
you
probably
care
true.
about their academics and their grades and their the test scores and all of those things.
It's true. I don't capture kids' hearts would not flow.
Oh, Chilton would ban.
Sorry, Silvana. That's teacher talk. There's an organization. It's all about relationships.
There's an organization called Capturing Kids' Hearts, which basically is a big part of a lot of schools.
It's like love kids well while you're teaching them things.
Yeah, and a lot of social emotional learning, all that kind of stuff. Chilton would absolutely ban Capturing Kids' Hearts.
No way.
It would have a competing program.
They would just say no.
Yeah, no.
Capture kids' grades.
Yeah. Brains. Capturing kids' brains.
Their brains. Yeah.
That's what they would be doing. That's Chilton for you. There's your additional Unsolved Mysteries mythology from Gilmore Girls. Okay, so then Rory is back at the house. The pizza is a hit.
No. Before that, before they get back to it, they. Oh wait, no, you're right. Richard's on the phone.
Yep.
And then we get to Lane. Sorry. Continue. Ignore me.
Yep. So Rory goes to Lorelei's room. She finds a photo album. And then she finds a photo of her mother and Christopher.
It's one of those photo booth strings of photos.
Yep, which are still around.
I've always wanted to do those, but I never have.
Yeah,
I've got one for my high school prom with my really awful high school boyfriend. Aww. It is hidden in a box.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, props to you for keeping it. If that existed of my high school boyfriend, I would burn it.
Oh, girl, terrible. My memory is so bad. I have to keep these things so that I remember something.
There you go. So she finds an album, and then her pager goes off.
I love that throwback.
Oh, my gosh. For those of you
certain numbers would say certain messages.
Yep. Or they would give you, there'd be your friend calling back. So pagers were a thing. I
never had one.
They are still in hospital. I don't know if they're still in hospitals. When I worked at the hospital that I was at, that I worked at up till 2014, I think it was, you had pagers as staff where they would page you, or housekeepers had pagers where it would page them with room numbers. Because it's the most secure and simple service. It's not digital, it's analog, and it still operates and still functions really well. And so they use it because it's in case of emergency. You're not worried about a cell signal, you're not worried about 5G connection. It's just always there. It just is a burst signal and it goes. Rory goes to the room. Pager and Lane is melting down.
Poor girl.
Again,
I don't blame her.
I don't either. Are you kidding me? It's that moment where you just like, you appreciate it because Rory is really getting put in a place of realization.
Yeah.
And she's not been a good friend. She doesn't say it yet because she's trying to just keep her friend calm probably, but also
figure out what's going on.
And she can't drive down home because the roads are bad with the storm. And then the phone goes out, which
bad timing.
Interesting. When a storm happens, usually it's the electricity that goes out, but the phones don't, because the phone.
They can.
This is a bit of a nerdy thing. Well, here in Colorado, at least, that's not the case because the phones and the electric are on two different circuits, are on two different systems, and our phones are generally in the ground here in Colorado.
Okay.
The landlines. Now, in this day and age, in 2026, not a lot of people have landlines anymore because they're all Wi-Fi.
I just think back to again, because my family's East Coast, and there was a hurricane in Augusta pretty recently. And they had electricity and phones. All of that was out. Thankfully, my mom's cell phone is something of a charge, so I was able to get in touch with her for a time.
But with a snowstorm, it's less likely that there's the wind. There's not a lot of wind. It's just snow. It's just a lot of snow.
Got it.
So the electricity, yes, absolutely. Which is surprising that the phones go out, but the electricity stays on. And I get it. Power of plot, it has to happen. But if you really dig into it, it's a plot device in this point because the phones the electricity would have gone out before the phones, because the phones they're powered, but they're not powered. It's not an issue of having to be powered. That's why most phones would still work in the middle of a snowstorm when the electricity's out. At least your landlines. Anyway, we were all alive when landlines were a thing. There's people in this world who were not alive, who've never understood what a landline is, an actual phone in your wall that is connected to something.
They're bringing them back for kids, so that they can avoid getting cell phones. They get a funky, fun landline, and then only their friends and grandparents have the phone number.
Yep, and they talk to them.
It's smart.
I love it. Yep. Yeah, it's such a good idea.
It's brilliant.
I'd love me a good hamburger landline.
Yeah, heck yes. And I'm sure that they sell because nostalgia is a powerful thing. Yeah. Okay, so the stove is buzzing.
Make it stop.
And Emily is losing her mind.
Make it stop.
And I think, is this where they eat the pizza and then we get
yes.
Okay, no, not
no. We have the bit where Max,
back in movie night,
Mundane, and Lorelai are watching the movie.
I love that Max.
Okay,
and Mundane.
this scene made me like, they're in like a small setting, like around couches with a bunch of strangers, and he chooses this moment to kiss her, and I'm just like,
you are not teenagers making out in a movie theater.
Yeah, at least there's like some separation, like between the seats. No.
But again, it's Max. It's Max Mundane, and he's got to take advantage of his. He's just.
Is that his actual last name, or are you giving it a nickname?
That's just something I came up with.
That was Silvana just throwing that out there.
I like it.
I'm just like,
Max the Mundane.
Yep.
He's a mundane boyfriend.
Yep.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was Max the murderer, but he hasn't actually killed another than my affection for him, so I don't think that works.
He's a metaphorical murderer.
There you go.
He murders our metaphorical hopes and dreams for.
My gosh, the alliteration is out of control.
There we go.
Right now.
I got. That's all I got. So yeah, this whole scene, I just was like, whatever. I don't really care about it. I know it's plot wise, but whatever. So then we get back to the good stuff, which again, this episode excels in these pieces and parts sometimes. The grandparents and the cheese thing is brilliant.
Should we try that?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
It's summer. We should, next time we do frozen pizza, let's get a block of Parmesan. Yeah. I already have the thing we use.
Yeah. So then they did the cheese, and Emily goes like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing."
It's just like Julie Andrews with the corn dog.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Tell me you've seen Princess Diaries, Silvana.
Oh yeah.
It's a classic by now. Like, it literally is.
I was just checking.
Absolutely. And then the Princess Diaries 2 is also is out there in their world as well.
Mm-hmm.
We get some good, interesting mythology on Emily's younger sister, which I had forgotten about.
So trivia, that is actually a picture of the actress who plays Emily at a younger age.
Oh, Kelly Bishop.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we get to hear any more about Emily's sisters or
Hopi.
Hope, her sister Hopi. I don't know.
What a weird name, though.
Yeah, interesting. But I think it's the upper crust way that
there's some old-fashioned Easter names that are weird.
Yeah.
My family in particular.
Yeah. So Anyway, it's interesting. I'm curious to see if we get more of that because I cannot recall it and I don't want to Google it because I want to find out as we go. And then the debutante gown conflict issue.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
And Rory's just so excited to see photos of her mom when she was younger.
She looked beautiful.
Yeah, she looked gorgeous. And then the question of, was that her what? And she went, nope, she didn't.
She have a coming out party? No, she didn't.
No, she didn't. And then that's when Richard goes, I've got some phone calls to make.
He's like, I'm going to get coffee.
Yeah.
They're trying to hold themselves
and
together.
Emily goes, I'm going to go get some. And so it's obviously still very raw, even though it's been, 13 years more since that happened, but it's still, they feel very much these two, Emily and Richard, they feel very much about their daughter, and there's still a lot of stuff to unpack as this series goes, which is always that part I love about this. And okay, so this is something interesting. We're going back on the tangent of how TV series need to have more than 10 or 11 episodes. So, and I don't know if you saw this, Silvana, but there was a new Stargate project that was announced about 6 months ago or 8 months ago or whatever, and all of the original producers were involved. Like, the stars were giving it their blessing. They're like this. They're going to stick with the source material. They're going to elevate it. They're going to take it in the next step, but everything's going to be connected to the old. Like, it's going to be great, and Amazon's on board, and we're going to make it happen. Well, about a week ago, they came out and said, "Well, we're not. The project is off." And part of the comment they said is that it would only appeal to the fans of the show and not a broader audience. And
Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah. But the other problem is that we've talked about this so much, but it's and I don't know what the fix is, but there's so many shows that the reason why they don't succeed is because we don't have the 24 episodes anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've got all these 10 or 11 episodes where nothing can develop well.
Yeah.
The stories can't be told because we've shifted into telling long form movies into TV shows. Mandalorian Grogu, people are not happy with it. It didn't get good reviews. Their issues and complaints are it should have just been a TV. It should have been just a season. Why did we go through the trouble of putting this on the big screen when it doesn't feel like a movie? It doesn't feel like like an actual big Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It feels like you're just trying to put it up on the screen and hey, it'll win things. Comparatively, again, back on the sidetrack, the movie Obsession, which I will probably never see because it's a horror movie, but Obsession was a much lower, like it was independent. It didn't have all the bells and whistles, but that movie is blowing up the box office. It is making hand over fist, like it is. People are seeing this movie over and over. Like big crowds are taking this movie in, but it's a movie that was told through the independent story. It was told through the independent circuit, through the independent movie studios, and it was worked on hard. Like people weren't getting paid a lot of money; they were getting paid independent money for it. But that's just how big, and that's in some ways that's what makes a good movie is that if it's a movie that's done out of the goodness of the story and the heart and the idea of people who built it, those movies stick with us. They hold on to us. We can't shake them. Obsession people are talking about. There is a lot of conversation, a lot of like, oh my gosh, this is great, this is all that, this is amazing, this is going to stick with me. But Mandalorian and Grogu, not a lot of people are talking about it because they don't like it. It didn't hit the right marks. It didn't tell a good story. It was basically, hey, we got to put a Star Wars movie out because we haven't had one in like 5 or 6 years. So we got to put something on the big screen. Hey, let's take Mandalorian and Grogu and let's do that. And it's like, yeah, that didn't go the way you wanted it to.
Yeah. Best
of luck. And so, and it's the same thing with the Amazon Stargate series is that they were like, well, the problem is that we need to make the old form, the new format isn't going to fit really well. Was another part of the problem of you 24 episodes. You got to tell some really incredible stories. You get to develop characters. The issue with a show like Starfleet Academy, which has its own issues, it only had 10 episodes. Star Trek of old, the old Star Trek episodes had 24 episodes, 25, 26 episodes. Those seasons, each season having those 24 episodes, you could really dig into the stories. You could get to know the characters throughout the season versus now with shows, you have to rush. It is not even a marathon. It is a sprint to the finish to tell a story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And you don't have a chance to breathe. You don't have a chance to have that moment where you go, okay, cool, we're going somewhere else now. Oh, okay, we're coming back to this. Oh my gosh, oh, this is so cool. Like it works with like Fallout. With Fallout, it works really well because the lore and the mythology of that show is within the context of it feels very theatrical. The games have always felt theatrical. The content has always felt theatrical. So it works within the sense of we get an hour-long episode and it feels like it works, like it functions. Like it feels like, hey, we're getting what we need. This is a bigger show than most television shows. But yeah, it's hard to like want to watch television shows even on Netflix or wherever because I start in and I go, okay, I'm exhausted. Like I can't. We are doing a lot of moving, and I'm so lost. Like I don't want to keep doing this. So that's my tangent for that because Stargate could have been a great return. People would have watched the heck out of that. But again, people who are in charge of making this stuff really don't understand the fan base, or they just don't understand people anymore.
No, they're just beating the dead horse for more money.
Well, and you think about all the repackaged news, like the Buffy thing, how that just fell apart.
Oh, yeah.
Because when people got a hold of the script and they went,
what the hell?
What is this? This is not Buffy. You're trying to 2026 this, and that's the danger of trying to 2026 any project or IP or whatever is. Mm-hmm. You create a soulless body that doesn't have any heart in it, doesn't have a mind in it, doesn't have any. It just exists. Anyway, my tangent is over. We need to get back on track. Here's the thing. Here's why, and I'll identify this and we'll get back to it. The reason why I want to spend it on tangents is because I don't want to talk about Max anymore. I absolutely loathe him. Like his character, he's just like I don't want to.
Yeah,
he's not interesting to me. He's not. He's just. This is not going to work out, and yet we still have to deal with him. And I'm just like, I could talk about anything other than Max right now, which is why we've been like rabbit trailing it every few minutes. But I'm going to do our best.
It's a very Max heavy episode.
Oh, Lord, this is Max's episode, and we hate it. I hate it at least. Okay, so
now it's Luke giving the coffees to the reenactors.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's lovely.
very sweet. Harry doesn't want to take it, and he was like, "Take it. My dad would have."
But I love how they connect the pieces of the like something that starts out at the beginning of the show, like a toss away line, like my dad was a reenactor. You're like, okay, cool, that's great. But then we have the moment where he says, "Look, I still care about my dad's memory, even though it drives me nuts." Like, but
he still cares about them,
right?
He thinks what they're doing is stupid,
and he knows that it will connect with them. He knows that these guys, hey, my dad would have taken it. Oh, okay. Yeah,
again, this scene reminds me of you.
Yeah. So it's that he's. Like, it's just good writing.
Like, you're the guy on vacation. So Silvana doesn't know the story, but on spring break, we were passing by, I forget the significance of this building, but the flags were coming down, and Aaron pulls over and gets out. It took you a good 10 minutes.
Right. It's the BPOE. What is it? Hold on, I got to figure out what. I can't remember BPOE.
But I actually snuck a picture of Aaron collecting these flags in the wind, and, like, we told, like, a local coffee shop owner. Like, you tried to call them, like... You went to a lot of trouble.
So it stands for the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks, a prominent American fraternal organization. The focus on charitable work, patriotism, and fellowship. So veterans go to it, stuff like that. So we were driving by. It's
in Idaho Springs.
Yeah, it had been a windy couple of days, especially that day. So windy. And so as we're driving by, the flags were literally on the ground. Like, had been ripped off of the flagpole. And I was like, I'm sorry. Nope, that doesn't work. That can't happen. Got to pull them off. And so I went to work trying to wrap it around the stairwell or wrap it around the stair.
I'll send you the picture, Silvana.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I can't let that just not be taken care of.
It's like Luke with the coffee.
Yeah.
Like, you went to a significant amount of trouble.
Yeah.
And for someone you didn't even know.
Right. And so when I walked into the coffee shop that we were at right after that, I said, "Hey, do you know anybody?" They're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I work there. I know the guy. I'll call him." I said, "Awesome job. Problem solved. Whatever." But it was just kind of that moment of like, this is important. Like, we gotta do something about this. And it wasn't like, "Oh my gosh, look at what I'm doing." It's like,
No, but not everybody would have.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I would have driven past.
You're right.
So.
Right. So there you go.
It's the doing something that's inconvenient, but doing it for the right reason. Not a lot of people do that stuff.
Yeah. And it was cold. That one was cold. Okay. So Luke got to the guys, and then he sees Max and Lorelai kiss.
Gross.
Aww.
Hey, at least Luke hates Max as much as we do.
Yeah. Hey, we've got that going for us. And then we get to the debate about going into the house, which again is just it's not, to borrow the kids' phrase, it's on my list of ick. It's an ick. Like, this is an absolute ick. Just Max, go find a hotel. You know one exists. They go to the Dragonfly Inn.
She literally works at an inn.
I was half expecting, because I couldn't remember this episode. I was like, I'm half expecting her to say, "Yeah, go to the Dragonfly Inn. I'll drive you there."
Right.
But no, Lorelai. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna come in for coffee. I'm just gonna go for coffee."
Yeah, I was like, in what world? I didn't believe him for a second.
Max. And then
that's every crappy guy's line.
Just
do you want to come in for a drink? Just a drink.
Just coffee.
Yeah, okay. It's never just coffee.
No, it isn't. So, and then they start making out and everything. And guess who walks out of the kitchen?
Oh,
Lane. And
boy, do we love Lane.
I'm just like, that is the most awkward situation ever. And then she goes in and she starts playing. I can't remember.
But it puts a good boundary for Lorelai.
Yeah.
And she actually does keep it.
Yeah.
It was like, I need to handle this.
Yeah. So then the door closes, and I can't remember the band she plays, whatever song.
The Cure.
The Cure. She's like, "Oh, it's The Cure. I got to go in there." And so she recognizes how bad this is. But I like this moment because Lorelai becomes kind of a second mom to Lane. Mm-hmm. She's not taking Rory's position as best friend, but she's being a mom. And you have to also wonder, because obviously, and again, this Mrs. Lane, she does get better as the series goes on into future seasons and episodes. We see more of a heart to her, but again, it's that onion has to be unfolded first. And so, she's like, everybody screws up. It's how you handle the experience. And she's just genuinely nice to her and encouraging to her. And like, we end up with kind of like Lane's at least stable. And then we're back to Max, and then whatever. I fast forward. I hit the 10-second forward on Netflix. I was like, nope, I don't want to, whatever this is. That man is annoying.
Well, so then he does be like, "Is there a hotel around?" And she was like,
to his credit,
just sleep on the couch.
Yeah. Which, again, is fine, but here's the problem.
And he stayed on the couch. I was worried there might be a shifting in the middle of the night.
Several hours later, she realizes that Rory's home and on the porch.
At least she beats her
Max
out there to
is
give her
still
one.
on the couch.
Right. It's
like, wake up, dude. You got to go.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. Like, his car is at the repair shop, so he can't actually. Lorelai, who doesn't get up early for anyone, would have to like get up early and get him out of the house and drive him down to the repair. Like,
I still say could go into the bathroom, give Rory a chance to like, get used to it.
Anyway, she says there's a man in the house. And he's like, "Who is?" She's like, and then the revelation that it's her teacher.
My English teacher is on my couch.
Yeah. I don't like it. And so then Lane's here. They apologize to each other. They make it up. They fix themselves up. And I love Rory's statement here. She said, "You came first." And I love that line because it's absolutely, it's from start to finish of the episode. Here's what I think. I think the storyline that we could have just kept, we should have stuck with and leaned into is the Rory and Lane story, and the Max Medina and Lorelai story should have just happened in the background because that's all it's really worth. It's not worth being in full scenes with each other. It's just like, no, you both are bad and you smell bad and I don't like you. So go to your rooms.
Smell bad?
I don't know. I'm just coming up.
He just wants to insult him.
I've had it. Yeah, I've had it with these two. So that would have been my fix for this episode. If that had been the feature, if we had seen more of that, I think this would have been like a 10 out of 10. But it wasn't. And my note is I said you came first, and then I wrote in caps, dump the dean. But then we also know because of that stupid photo that she took out of the album, we're gonna get Christopher soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I hate it here.
And Rory wants that.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. You gotta, like, I can't fault her for...
No, she's a kid. She wants her family.
Well, it's her dad. It's the guy that she hasn't seen probably for a while. And I'm not gonna on the character of the on the character of Rory, I'm not gonna say she's wrong for wanting to see her dad or have her dad be a part of life. No, but in some ways, what ends up happening is Rory tries, I think, if I remember correctly, Rory tries to get Lorelai and Christopher back together again.
Totally.
With not great results, which again is the story of Lorelai's relationships. Okay, well that was a rollicking adventure. What are we gonna rate this, or how are we gonna rate this? I'll let you think about that for a moment while I think about what I want to do for my rating. Okay, I think I've got an idea. All right. Do you have one in your head of the rating?
9 Fiesta burgers.
You stole mine, darn it!
All right, so 9 out of 10 Fiesta burgers. Any reason why the 9?
See, for me, when you talk about things in an episode that make me dislike it more, it's when Emily's being really mean. Yeah. For me, that like lowers the level. Yeah. I can better tolerate Max's idiocy than Emily being herself.
Okay.
I was thinking of a bad word. I was trying to think of something else to say.
Fair enough. All right, Silvana, have you come up with another one to go with?
Yeah. I'm going to say like, okay, so if I don't...
I love how you're trying to think through this and plot this out in your head. You're like, is this going to work?
Too hard about Max the Mundane that I would say like 7 or 8 frozen pizzas.
Ooh.
But because of Max, it's a 6.
Ooh.
6 out of 10 frozen pizzas.
Okay.
In Turkish prisons.
With the extra cheese or no?
Less Max, extra cheese, more Max, less cheese.
I love it. Okay, so mine's a little bit unconventional, but I'm gonna be in Silvana territory here. I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 Civil War reenactors.
That's a good one.
With the snow on their uniform?
Yes.
Okay.
Varying levels. I think it's the Max and Lorelai dynamic in this episode. And I know that's by design. I know that's how like we're not supposed to like him. We're supposed to really dislike his who he is and how forceful he is with Lorelai and how he doesn't respect her boundaries and all the things about his character that just irritate the heck out of you. That's intentional. It's designed to give you a visceral response and go, "Oh, I don't like him," because eventually you're going to have to choose who you like, and unfortunately for Well, for Rory, you never like any of her boyfriends.
Nope.
And with Lorelai, the only one you want for her is Luke, and none of the ones that are coming down the pipe in the rest of this season and the series.
Oh, I have a good word for Max.
Yeah.
Mediocre Max.
Ooh.
Oh, that's his new name,
There we
Mediocre
go.
Max.
Mediocre Max.
Even better. I love that.
Mediocre Max. We've got it.
How
Ooh,
about
the mundane,
Destructive Dean.
the mediocre and the mundane. Max's the story of Max Medina. There you go.
Oh, that is perfect because his name is MM too.
Yeah, we've got the alliteration returns. Yeah, he's not M squared. He is an M negative. Anyway, we've
okay, now we're getting to math. Least favorite subject. What is happening to you?
That's all I know. I don't know anything else. The algebraic expressions that we could create to decide Max's fate are beyond my comprehension or understanding. So I'll leave that up to somebody far more intelligent in the math department than me. Okay, well there you go. There's the episode. I don't know what comes next. Episode 9. We'll find out the next time. But yeah, it's not a bad episode.
Next episode is Rory's dance.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, that should be great. I'm looking forward to that.
He has a twinkle in his eye, Silvana.
I always
That
like
new boy to hit
as
on.
much as I watched the show back in the day when it was the Gilmore Girls or the Gilmore Guys when their podcast was running. I stopped at a certain point, and then I haven't revisited the show, so I'm revisiting it now for the first time in a long time. And so in some ways, a lot of this is like a new kind of like, whoa, I forgot about that. Oh, that's new. Or I remember that or whatever. So
yeah,
I'm always excited to see what I remember, what I don't remember, or what kind of just goes, we'll see how that goes. All right, well, this has been the Gilmore Geeks. My name is Aaron.
My name's Vicki.
and Silvana.
And we will see you on the next one. We'll play our intro song, and that'll be the end of the episode for today.
Raspberry flapovers will be out in a moment. The kitchen is closed.